A hobby balloon tracker ended up drawing military attention and forcing its creators to think about wartime misuse. Welcome to the Automated Daily Hacker News Edition, the podcast created by generative AI. I'm Trent Teller, and today is August 20th, 2026. Here are the stories worth your time from Hacker News. This episode is brought to you by 11 Labs. 11 Labs lets you discover the future of AI audio with cutting-edge voice technology. Find the link in the episode notes. The most striking story today is about SondeHub. It began as a playful tool around weather balloon tracking, but over time it became serious infrastructure for radiosonde data, complete with prediction features that turned out to be useful far beyond the hobbyist world. The uncomfortable twist is that those same tools can help reveal launch sites and other sensitive activity, which pulled the project into conversations involving governments, militaries, and even wartime ethics. It is a vivid reminder that open citizen science platforms can become strategically important once they intersect with aviation, OSI, and conflict. In Android news, GrapheneOS is openly criticizing Google over source code access. The complaint is not just about policy, but about process. GrapheneOS says code that used to arrive through a normal Git workflow is now slower and harder to obtain, sometimes taking weeks instead of hours. That matters because projects building secure Android variants still depend heavily on Google to release source in a practical way, so delays can slow development and make the platform feel less open than it sounds. For developers, Go 127 has landed with a solid mix of language cleanup and everyday quality of life improvements. The release makes generics easier to work with in more places, adds better tooling for maintenance and documentation, and brings runtime and library updates aimed at performance, testing, and newer security needs. This is the kind of release that probably will not change headlines outside engineering teams, but inside those teams it smooths out a lot of routine work. Another standout post comes from the OSINT world. An author set out to identify an island resort from a single aerial image and did it not with reverse image search, but by turning the visible coastline shapes into a geometric fingerprint and comparing that against map data at scale. After using GPU acceleration to narrow the search, they arrived at a location in Micronesia. Why it matters is simple. Even when obvious metadata is gone, images can still leak location through shape, context, and publicly available geographic data. There is also a broader infrastructure discussion around PostgreSQL and how far it has expanded beyond its original role. The argument is that Postgres now handles enough search, JSON, queuing, analytics, time series, and even AI-adjacent workloads that many teams can retire separate systems and keep more of their stack in one place. That will not be the right answer for every workload, but it reflects a very real industry preference for fewer moving parts and simpler operations. And finally, a pair of smaller AI workflow discussions point in the same direction. One makes the case that pasting raw chatbot output into a conversation is usually a bad habit, because what people really want is your own judgment, edited down and made specific. The other asks for support of agents.md as a shared instruction file across coding tools, which speaks to the growing desire for common standards instead of tool-specific silos. Together, they suggest that AI tooling is getting more capable, but usefulness still depends on human curation and better interoperability. Thanks to our sponsor, Consensus. Consensus uses AI to help you find and understand research papers, and you can get a free month. Find the link in the episode notes. That's it for today. I'm Trent Teller, and links to all the stories we cover can be found in the episode notes. Thanks for listening.